Still recording. Well, good morning on this fine spring day. I'm going to do a video this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. And it's going to be a bit of a ranty video, hopefully not too much, but kind of informative. It's going to be controversial. All like a bit of controversial nonsense. Anyway, you know me. Let's get round before this van comes past Herbie, who's turned red, blushed at the thought of me talking anything controversial in my topics. Anyway, yeah, I'm talking about the silencing of people and anyone who wants to talk out about anything, and that over social media and across the internet, because it's spreading not just for social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, even YouTube now, where people are being banned off these platforms. Websites are being shut down as well, and especially here in the UK, there's been a lot of bantering about false information, false news, false press like this, and the majority of people are, you know, they're getting information from various sources, and yes, some of them sources, the information is completely incorrect and been made up and biased into a particular viewpoint, but there's still a lot of it that's fairly new. And the reason why I'm actually coming out with this video, because just yesterday, the Julian Assange chap, who was held up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, had literally been dragged out of that embassy kicking and screaming, and been arrested. And it's all in the same week that this banning of people off of social media platforms and websites that have actually been going on. And you have to ask, what the hell is going on? Why all of a sudden now are they deciding to do one big massive blanket ban? And they're doing it all under the cover of, like, oh, you know, there's these teenagers who have gone onto these websites and watched videos and stuff like this, and then gone and self-harmed and gone and killed themselves and stuff like that, where people have done. But the people they're taking out have got nothing to do with this. Nothing. And again, you've got like people like who is it now? Tommy Robinson, the former leader of the EDL, in which the EDL, he had to leave because it ended up being taken over by neo-Nazis. A whole load of neo-Nazis who wanted to cause trouble, who are racist, who were attacking people and causing violence at demonstrations, and he had to walk away from it. So, and then he ended up just going it alone because he couldn't trust anyone in an organisation like that again to actually protest peacefully. But anyway, people like him, Julian Assange, they're all being arrested, all being taken away. There's other people who are putting content out, who are asking questions about various things, and there's various topics like what's been happening in Syria with ISIS. Now that ISIS have been so-called defeated, if you call the situation really defeated, because a lot of the fighters, they're not dead, they haven't been killed off, they've either fled, they're hidden somewhere, they've gone to some other country, they've probably gone in Afghanistan, they've hidden themselves in Iraq, they've probably gone to Iran, you don't know where they've gone. And you know, the CIA, you know, MI5, they can't keep track on all these people. They don't know exactly where they all are. They know where some of them are, where they're operating from, and that, and hence why they go try and target them. But they're scattered all over the place. And then you've got these camps in, like, either northern Syria and into Turkey and stuff like that, where they're holding tens of thousands of ISIS brides, the wives of these ISIS fighters, who are all in their black macabre, and they're completely unrepentant. They've got TV presenters asking them, you know, do you regret your time with ISIS? And do they? Hell, they don't. They're still in that mentality of that ideology of they want to come and kill us. But now the whole of ISIS has been broken up, they want to come back here. And it's like, what the heck? I don't think so. But the thing is, can we afford to keep them out there? What do we do with them? Because they're extremists. They're in a situation where a country now has been completely broken apart. There's no infrastructure in Syria. The whole place has been shattered apart. You know, these ISIS fighters have been going across the whole country, all over there, and even into northern Africa, beheading people, beheading Christians, these Coptic Christians from Egypt. There was a whole group of them, about 10 or 12 of them, that got beheaded on this beach, and that in North Africa. Blinking pictures of literally the sea just running with blood. It's, you know, these sick, evil freaks are still out there, and these women who are promoting this, who are breeding their children up to be like this, naming them after Islamic death lords of the past, to give them some kind of honour and glory for sake of Islam, and all daren't say flipping Islam, because I'm going to get this video thumbed down and barred. But you can't talk about it. You're going to get barred. This video will probably get taken down just for the sake of talking about it. About the topic of what do we do with them? Do we want these extreme people who are out there going to kill people? They're going to wanting to do it. Now, Christianity doesn't have a clean sheet, I grant you that, but that was blinking hundreds of years ago. This is like the Catholics versus Protestant time during the Reformation. Was a very difficult and hard time. As soon as the Reformation come, the blinking Catholics who had control of religion in Europe and took anyone that was going opposing to Catholicism would have you flipping burnt to the stake. And that's what a lot of people did. As soon as they denounced Catholicism and started going independent and saying, actually, I don't believe that the Pope is representative of Christ here on earth. It isn't. There's only one. You know, to say yourself like that, you're making yourself the Antichrist. And, you know, it was only Christ who was the one, who is the true one, who is the representative of God here on earth. And you crucified him. He came to pay that price that we could not pay. He's the one that we look to. We don't bow our knee to the Pope, and that's what the whole Reformation was about. It was like the just shall live by faith, not by doing all the sacraments of what the Catholic Church want you to do. And they got burnt to the stake for it. And that's what kind of violence ended up happening amongst Christianity for it. And then other swings the other way. As soon as the Reformation took place, Henry VIII took power, and he wanted his divorces and everything. And he was coming to the Protestant way only because it was going in his favour to get rid of the rule of the Pope over him, because the Pope didn't want him to divorce and all this business. And he thought, I'm going to do what I want, I'm King of England. So he thought, right, I'll make my own church, I'll make my own thing, and I'll base it on the new Protestant religion and that's sweeping across Europe. And that's what Henry VIII did. He set up the Church of England to oppose the Catholic Church. And then once they all got power, we had all the issues with people like Guy Fawkes and stuff like that. You had terrorists going on then, trying to kill each other. Well, they're trying to kill people in Parliament and kill the King. James I, King of England and King of Scotland, tried killing him, and that's why here in the UK we celebrate Guy Fawkes Night, to celebrate that he didn't get a victory, he didn't kill all those MPs, and he didn't kill the King, and try and force their way of doing it. And then you've got all the IRA business and everything going on, but this blinking ISIS and everything is another ball game. And I say, it doesn't matter what kind of religion, what kind of ideology you have. You could be an atheist and that, but if you're an extreme atheist and you say that all people of all religions who are not atheists like me, I want to go and kill them, I want to go behead them, then you know, you're an evil little so-and-so as well. And we should get rid of flipping stop people like you. And that there should be none of this going on. You know, people should be free to be able to believe what they want to believe. If you don't want to believe in a God, then you should be free to have that right to be able to do that without persecution, without harassment and stuff like that. And that's the reason why I say, like, you know, we can agree to disagree, and that's what we should be doing. And that's where whole common sense is completely breaking apart at the moment. We cannot have a discussion to agree to disagree. It's like there's various controversial topics that I could mention, and that, you know, it doesn't mean I hate a certain type of people. It's just I don't agree with what they're doing. So we can agree to disagree. So why can't we all do that? Anyway, maybe I should finish my video there. That we should all agree to disagree and try to curb all the violence and stop it. And anyone who's got that kind of view to go and want to see the death of particular people, and that, to say that no, the doors are closed, and you're not welcome. That's who we should be barring, that's who we should be shutting the door to. But again, what do we do with them? Because they're going to be somewhere on the planet, they're going to be causing trouble for someone somewhere. And again, like, it's really dangerous with those people right near Syria and Israel right on the doorstep. Very interesting times, but very worrying, sad times, because a lot of all these conflicts, they always end in innocent people getting killed, people getting targeted and killed just for the sake of some stupid person who wants to enforce their way of thinking by the use of violence and persecution on people. So you know, let's as a people all join together and say, let's stop persecution and violence throughout the world, and we can all agree on that, can't we? So we'll end the video there on a positive note and say thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you don't, and you support all these violent extremists, and you can go your merry way, because we don't want you. End of. Toodle pip.